Alright, you ready to talk about some shit? Because I sure as fuck am, and I'm fucking pissed. So, I don't know what they've done to the gas, but I know it's not gas anymore. Excuse me. I have driven since 1987, 88, and up until the last couple years, I always smelled the gas at the pump. Always. Now, you don't smell the gas. Now, they can say it's from the newer pumps. They can say whatever they fucking want. They're full of shit, okay? They're putting more ethanol in the gas than they say they are. I can guarantee you that. Excuse me for a second here. I'm on a lazy Susan right now, so. And it really just mystifies me why they can't just come clean about it. I mean, even, the 10%, which my car is actually rated to run, regular 87's 10%. I have noticed a massive downgrade in my mileage per tank in the last couple months. And the gas is like non-existently smelling now. And there was a little bit still at the end of the year. I haven't smelled it since. Now, I'm not telling the gas industry how to do its job. I have had the fortune of talking to several individuals in casual conversation that have been either current or former rig workers, distribution truck drivers, station owners, and station personnel. The stuff I'm going to get into is directly influenced by their words to me. Okay, it's shitty. My typical mileage when I first got my car. Now keep in mind, I have a 10.8 gallon tank. It does not reach 12 gallons. It does not reach 11. It is about 10.8. I never have gotten to the point where I have been empty. 99% of the time I fill up before it hits the light at that little quarter tank. And I have routinely gotten 280 to 300 miles. I've never gotten what it says to start out with, and it has gone down substantially. And I'm going to get into some of the reasons why. I am at 258 miles right now on my tank. My tank is almost ready to light me. The last tank I got 275 miles out of. And Nissans are kind of squirrely. Even my tech, who I really trust because he's very upfront and very honest for a tech, has told me that they can't figure out why the gas gauge does not match what you're actually driving, even though the trip meter is accurate. They still haven't figured it out, so it is what it is. But I know that my mileage has gone down. My routine mileage on my car was 33 to 35 miles to the gallon on a 1.6 liter 4. Okay. Now, granted, I know I've got to get my mass airflow sensor and my throttle body injection unit cleaned. I know that. And I'm going to get into some of this stuff in a minute. But it shouldn't be down that much. And I know it. And if I'm spending $38 to $42 on 9 fucking gallons of gas, you better believe I'm getting pissed. Now, my mileage has gone from that 33 to 35 down to like 30 to 32 max. My average for the last year has been 32. So there's something going on, and it's not right. I should not, even as much as I drive, at less than 65,000 miles on my car, be getting mileage like that. But to be fair, half the stuff that's happened on my car that I've maintained and warranted should not have happened by 6 miles. Just should not have been. So let me get into this shit, okay? This is regardless of make and model of car you drive. So I'm going to start getting into this. And by the time I get done with this, if you're not mad, then you're fucking blind. Okay. On fuel alone, station's margin is minimal. I used to think they made a killing. They do not, okay? Profit is on store items. They make most of their money on the stuff in the store. They make very little on the gas. The distributors and barrel costs are the reason for that. The barrel fluctuation is the biggest one. The secondary one is the distributors make the cost per tanker based on what they have to pay for barrels and what the refinery pays, and it all gets tossed down the line. So the stations really actually make almost nothing on gas, and if anybody tells you otherwise, they're lying to you. The USA has to export its own oil to get refined elsewhere. Our refineries cannot do sweet crude, which is what we have. That's been confirmed to me by oil rig workers. Several of them, four or five, have said that. Ethanol 15 is a no-go unless your car is rated for it, and even then, parts and seals will wear faster. My tech, John, has told me repeatedly that there's no way in hell I should ever put 15% in my car. And he said, if they ever force it, go to ethanol free. He goes, no matter at any expense, if they ever push complete dominance on 15% ethanol, ditch it and go ethanol free. Because everything wears quicker. You're putting water vapor alcohol in your gas. It's bullshit, man. Fucking corn-based shit in your fuel should have never fucking existed. And the EPA is full of shit that they say it's to save the environment when they go and fly around in their private fucking jets to go to those symposiums to talk about the climate. Fuck them, man. Jesus fucking Christ. Anyway, always go with what your car says on the door plate. The door plate, that it will tell you what your rating should be, okay? Do not, I don't care how well equipped and how new your car is, if you can avoid it, do not put E15 in your fucking car. Just don't, okay? 89, 91, 97 octanes. Cost difference for the gain is very minimal, and it's not worth the cost. I have heard that directly from station owners and station employees and gas tanker drivers, all of them, okay? Zero ethanol is the best, but it costs way more. On average, it's 20 cents to $1 more a gallon. But it is the best running for mileage. Excuse me for a second. I forgot to switch sides. Cars. Oh, you're going to fucking love this. I got this not only from a tech, not only from a tech at Big O, not only from people in the gas industry, but talking to other people about this. See, about 49 years ago, the gas industry and the automobile industry decided that in order for them both to make more money, that they would purposely get the devices that are responsible for the atomization of fuel in your motor to run less efficiently than they can. They claim to the public that is to have a blend of performance versus economy. They're full of shit. Anybody that, even without a fucking science degree, that has 2 brain cells or more to rub together, like this, can discern that the better the fuel burns and more completely, the cleaner it is, number one, and the more mileage you're going to fucking get. It's not a brain science thing, and for the industry to say otherwise is really just fucked up and dishonest. But the whole industry is like that. The maintenance industry of the automotive market, the sales bullshit, all of it is just tied together to make you lose fucking money. Just like everything else in life, like the food industry and everything else. It really is. Like, for instance, like, I'll get off topic for a second. When you go to buy a car next time, you look at a car you want, you tell them, I want in writing the out-the-door price of this vehicle. Because by law, they have to give you the complete price out the door, tax, title, and license on paper. When you have it in writing, they cannot deviate from that. At that point in time, everything else is up to your down payment and if you choose to trade in. And from what I've been told by a couple of my friends that are in the auto sales industry, do not ever do a trade-in on a vehicle. Do it as a separate transaction to get that vehicle paid off and make money, and then use that as a down payment. Because they can flip numbers on you if they don't. Just saying. This is why I am inclined to pay off my car and just fucking keep it and maintain the shit out of it. So, and I wrote this stuff down because I've had it in my head forever. and I've been told by multiple individuals. And the funny thing is, you'd be surprised how many of these people I met in PETA jungle. Go figure. Your ECU is factory set way less than optimal for combustion rate. The ECU can be tuned better. I have been told by text that it can be improved by 25 to 38%, but then anything higher than that gets into detonation factors, knock. But if you have warranty left, it can void the warranty. That is a tactic. That's them trying to keep you from doing it, okay? They know damn well it burns more complete and by way of that cleaner and better miles per gallon, and they don't want that. They don't. The catalytic is only there because of that fact. I don't know if anybody has noticed, but catalytics didn't come around until relatively not that long ago, like late 70s, really? I mean, there were some catalytics, but not on all cars. Guess what? All of a sudden they did. You know why? Because they started having ECUs and they started making them less efficient on purpose. And then when your catalytic goes out, they charge you $1,200, $2,500 to change it. By the way, you can have a competent muffler guy acetylene torch the inside of a catalytic and burn the crusties out of it, and it can still be used. Or you can go online. A direct replacement for OEM level catalytic for my car on eBay is $118. I could go to a muffler shop and have that replaced inside of half a fucking hour. I can get the O2 sensors for a 2-pack, the upstream and downstream O2 sensors for $60. Why would I pay the fucking factory OEM price at the dealer? Fuck no. I can go and get, and I'm going to get into this, I can go ahead and get a cabin and an engine oil air filter 2-pack for anywhere from $9 to $15 to $28 for the super expensive ones. And you go to the dealer, it's like $60 to $80 to do that. And by the way, that also increases your mileage, by the way. And I'm going to start doing it every 5,000 when I change my oil. I do not wait 7 to 10,000 miles like some of the manuals say you can. I don't wait that fucking long. Your oil breaks down continually from the time it's put in your fucking car, okay? Regular cabin and engine filter changes help miles per gallon. Better flow and less load on the motor, okay? Periodic cleaning of a mass airflow sensor and throttle body injectors makes a difference. It does. The mass airflow sensor thing gets dirty. The throttle body injection doesn't get the same flow rate. It's just if they're running better, you're running better, okay? Regular coolant flush helps. Coolant gets acidic over time and holds a charge like a small battery, and that messes with the sensors. Now, like I said, that is all stuff I have been told from people in the industry, okay? I'm not telling you something just off the top of my head and out of my ass. This is stuff that's come from people in the industries. I have had friends that have been in finance and automotive, have been in sales, used and new, people that I have talked to that have driven the tankers for delivery of gas, people that have and do own gas stations, and the attendants. It's all fucking tied together. And the funny thing is, the stations, as much as they charge, it's sad, they don't make a lot on gas at all. The only time they make a profit on gas is when the barrel prices are like super low, because then it's the savings all the way from up the channel. But we pay more because of the fact that we have to send our oil out and get it back refined, because our refineries can't fucking do that. And that's just insane to me. You know, they're saying that if we built new refineries, it would take 15 to 20 years to build them. I mean, what the fuck, man? It's just sad. And the sad thing is that we send so much more out to other people than to ourselves. We only get back what we get refined and sent back. So yeah, we have hundreds of years of oil on our own soil, but most of it goes somewhere the fuck else. It's fucking nuts, man. I'm telling you, I'm so fucking done with automotive in general. I really fucking am. I'm so fucking over it. and so mad at it, man. These people that design ways to do things to fuck you out of your money. I mean, we already pay what we pay out of federal income tax. We already pay for a tax out of everything we fucking buy. You know, everything on a house. I mean, everything. It's insane. But anyway, I figured I would give that out freely. I've been waiting to say it. I'm sitting here at not even 260 miles in my tank, and it's probably going to have to be fucking filled tomorrow. And the other PS, and I want you to listen to what I have to say. All of the fuel injector cleaners, all the fuel system cleaners, all the octane boosters that you get in the store are by nature caustic. Okay, they will wear parts down if you use them routinely. So don't fucking use them. If you're going to do anything at all, I would do a fuel system clean more often and do it at the dealer because they use the best. I'm telling you from experience. I used to get it done at Big O, and then there was a new tech that came in and he told me, don't do it here, do it at the dealer. The stuff they use, depending on the dealer and brand, is what you need. Ours is just a turnkey regular, and they only do from like the injectors forward a lot of times, where the dealer is a complete fuel system clean. Okay. I would also, depending on the vehicle make and model, replace the fuel filter, whether it's external or in the tank. On my car, apparently it's more of a screen than an actual filter because of the upflow cleaning that's involved. But I'm at 100,000 miles. I'm getting my catalytic changed and both my O2 sensors changed. I'm buying them online and I'm taking them to a muffler shop and not the dealer, because by that time my warranties will all be gone anyway. 90,000 miles, I will be getting another fuel system clean, another coolant system flush, and transmission flush. This oil change coming up at 65 or 64.8. Yeah, because I did a little early last time. At 64,800 miles, I am getting the 3-pack oil change from the dealer for 150. It saves about $50 total off the cost. And I will be asking them to do the mass airflow sensor and the throttle body injector clean if it's necessary. My tech John is usually pretty good about telling me whether or not I really need something or not, but I want to do things preemptively. So long story short, every 35,000 miles is the recommended period of time for a transmission flush. Nissan has a special aperture on their oil pans beyond a certain year, which mine falls in that category, and their own specific tool, which is so prohibitively expensive to other people. Apparently, they just don't even buy it. So I have to get it done at the dealer, and I'm not joking on that. And I found out it was fact by my own research. I called several dealers, talked to several service reps, and they said, yeah, it's fact. It's not a tactic to get you in. Nissan made the choice for some reason to go to this fixture, and we need a special tool for it. So kudos to me for getting a fucking Nissan. But yeah, so catalytics, they're supposed to last the lifetime of your car. They do not. Get them done at a muffler shop. As long as you get the ones that are made for your car, they'll have the ports for the O2 sensors in the right spots. They'll be the right design, right everything. You can do it that way a lot cheaper than doing it at the dealer. And just, keep your car as clean as possible. Those cabin filters, the engine filters, the mass airflow sensors, the throttle body injectors, all that kind of stuff, it matters. And I do it earlier than necessary because my plan is to keep this car until I die. I don't know that that's going to happen, but that is my plan. I want this fucking thing paid off. and I want it to run right. A point of fact, not to jump off the track again with the train of thought, but I went and got, my tires were done, and I was getting waves in my Steelies. I had standard hubcap steel rims, the ones you put the hubcaps on. So I had to get new rims. That's something that Nissan stopped selling cars with them because of that fact. There are still some trucks that I think have them on base models, but truck rims are by nature thicker anyway, so they can still get away with that. I had no choice. Well, I made the mistake. I already had brand new tires, and there was a whole thing about that. I ended up getting some 7-inch wide instead of 6. The tires were rated to go up to 7.5 wide before any sidewall bite happened, so I figured I was good. Well, the tires that I have are phenomenal tires, but they're very noisy. They're a fairly hard tire, and tires is another thing that accounts for a lot of mileage factor, by the way. I know that I've lost some mileage because of the tires. Even though I roll really nice, they offer more resistance than a Comfort Track mileage specific type of tire. And going to the 7-inch wide, even though it's within the span of what my tires can do, it's still a lot more track overall on the car. So every time I have a bump, and if you live in Arizona like I do, every fucking road sucks. So I'm hearing it all the time, feeling it, ding, 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 ding. It's like driving a Corvette. The old saying, my Corvette handles fantastic, but it drives like shit or rides like shit. It's a fact. Now, if I lowered my vehicle a little bit, which I would, if I replace the struts, I probably will go with coilovers and drop an inch or two. I'm not going to certainly do what I did on my Lancer, which I still to this day miss, but I most certainly am not going to hammer this vehicle. I'm just not going to do it, because at that point in time, I've got to replace all the tie rods, the lower control arms, upper control arms, all that shit's got to be replaced. I don't want to fucking do that. So I am considering going back to 6-inch wide, and I'm actually considering trading the tires and the rims back in, which I've only had them for like 3 months, maybe a little bit more now. No, not even that. It's only been a couple months. To go with the stock with rim and more of a mileage softer, quieter mileage rated tire, to get my mileage back up a little bit and to also ride softer so I don't feel like I'm rattling my fucking teeth out when I fucking drive my car. It handles phenomenal, man. That thing will take a turn like nothing, but it sounds and feels like shit. And it does affect your mileage. I have a better track. I have better stability. I don't get tossed around when crosswinds come nearly as much, but at what cost? I know that getting those tires with this more sporty tire and that wider rim has put, despite them being lighter rims than stock, it's put more drag on my car. I mean, it turns great, it rolls free, but it does have more drag. So there's a lot of factors to go into. Now, if you don't believe what I'm saying, do your own research, and don't mistake me. I'm mad at the situation. I'm not mad at the industry. Industries always do what they can to make money. That's just the short and long of it, that they've always fucking been that way. I mean, they just have. So, I'm not going to fault them for their bullshit, because all industries do that. But there's ways that we can combat that. Most of it through maintenance and by making educated choices when you fill your tank. If it was less money than it is now per gallon, I would totally get ethanol free every fucking tank, because it's automatically, like, just that alone is like 15% better mileage. Again, something I got told by a couple of gas station owners. Actually, one of the owners told me that it was anywhere from 15 to 22% just from doing ethanol free, because it's all fuel, all burning. So, by the way, I used to be a QT head. I stopped going to Circle K, I stopped going to 7-Eleven, stopped going to all of those other ones because honestly, if you watch any of the YouTubes on gas quality and which ones fuck up your motor and all that, like Love's and a couple of those truck stop ones, they're horrible. I went out to Love's out in Eloy visiting somebody and got gas at that Love's. It was the worst gas I put in this Kicks, man. It ran like shit. Arco, close second, man. I will never buy Arco gas again in my fucking life. That stuff is shit. It is so watered down bullshit, non-combustive, crap ass gas, man. I don't care if it's 40 cents less a gallon. I will pay the extra fucking money. Fuck that gas. But Valero is rated top tier. They have their own type of detergents they use for their stations. They also distribute to other stations. Valero is a gas company and a gas station. They're not just, stations by themselves that get gas from elsewhere. They have their own distribution on top of having a station. I know there's a couple others that are like that, but I have had the best time with my Kicks with Valero. I've actually had better mileage and better idle with Valeros than I have with QT, which is saying something, because when I had my Lancer, I could not do Valero. For some reason, the computer in that car did not like it. But I'd go to QT, run like a Swiss fucking watch, man. Go to 7-Eleven, Circle K, but I'd lose like 30 miles on the tank. So there's a lot of factors. Do your research, do your due diligence. Don't just take things for granted. The small little bits of maintenance that you do on your car, either through dealer or on your own, they make a massive fucking difference. I mean, I'm getting ready. I'm probably gonna have to spend a couple $100 for them to do my mass airflow and my TBI. I don't fucking care. If it gets me another 20 miles to a tank, I'm gonna fucking do it. When I get to this oil change, I'm doing it. I'm flat out just saying, can you do this? If not, I'll go to a shade tree mechanic and get it done. But a lot of dealers, they do offer that as a service. I didn't see it listed on the list of things, but I looked up specifically on mine and it said that they do it. So, but they also can't once you get out of warranty, deny you being able to replace parts that wear. And O2 sensors, specifically, they wear over time. They get coated and stuff. They're around 1100 plus degree heat the entire time they're operating. So, the other thing that I was told, that if you have a really good cooling system on your vehicle, that you can put your transmission in sport mode, get on the freeway and drive for 20 minutes in sport mode, because it'll keep it more in that 3,000 to 3,500 range, which is not anywhere near red line on most cars, but it is in a higher range. So you have to really make sure you have a tip-top running car. But apparently, after 20 to 25 minutes, it naturally burns all the shit out of your catalytic, thereby extending the range. I don't know that I would do that. I'd rather just replace it, especially if it's only 118 on eBay for one for my car. Why wouldn't I? And O2 sensors are just, their cost isn't that much. So just do your due diligence. I know I keep talking and rambling. I already put all the information on here, so I'm gonna let you go. Just pay attention to things. Do your own research. I'm really irate because this tank is not lasting me nearly as long as even the last one, and my car's running just fine. And the funny thing is that, like I said, my trip meter's perfect. It measures out the exact distances I know I go on a daily basis, but my regular gas gauge, it doesn't match it at all. So if it did match it, I probably would get all the way to that 300 miles on a tank, but I can't do that because with computers, ECUs, once that light hits, it's telling itself you only have a certain amount of miles before you have to fill the tank. So it can shut your car down. I can't do that. I'm not going to do that.